Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 12th of May 2019. Thanks for joining me. I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot for this reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of. And as you can see, these cards are huge. They come in a smaller version as well, so if you do order these cards, then just make sure you have the right version. I ordered the giant cards. Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. So we've got swords in a positive way via a court card, because the Queen of Swords rules the element, and then we've got the other sword cards in reverse, which kind of negates them in a way. So the Queen of Swords rules the element of thinking, communication, and communicating on a practical level with other people. On a nature level, she's barefoot there, so walking in nature, connecting on a practical, kind of very grounded, earthy level. She's able to glean as much information as she can from anything that she connects with. So she's a great reader, she's a great writer, a great someone who's able to analyze technical information and really scientific info. She can really get her teeth into something like that and really think in a very scientific and focused way. But you can also see that she's got this blue cape there and this purple dress. So she's also able to really think about her feelings and what's going on. And it's a nice time, or she's a nice representation that it's a good time to reflect on what you've been through this week. It's not been the easiest week emotionally for a lot of us. So the Queen of Swords is really able to look at what's going on and has gone on, and she's able to say, I did that, I learned from those experiences, and I'm going to claim those and really learn from the experiences that I had. Intuitively as well, she's got real clarity. She feels grounded and anchored in herself. She's in touch with her higher self. She understands what her guidance is telling her to do, what direction to go in. And the gray hair indicates wisdom and age and experience. We've got her sitting on this kind of windy mountaintop in this tree that's kind of very windswept and blown. And that's simply because swords are the element of air, so she's high up in the mountains there. And she's able to make very good decisions. This is a sharp sword, but she's holding it, and she's holding the blade, so she's at no risk of cutting herself. She's, again, experienced. She's using this as a tool to make decisions, to look into things, to analyze, to clarify, to understand, to be aware of, rather than this being something to be afraid of. A child, for instance, wouldn't be able to hold a sword like that in their hands because they'd be clumsy and they'd cut themselves. Now, the Six of Swords, when it's this way around, we have some people going to Avalon here through the marshes. And the Six of Swords is going on a journey, but taking all of your problems with you. You can see all the swords in the boat and going on a mission to discover something or to make sense of things, to understand, to change your perspective, to learn something new. But it takes effort, and it's something that we all do naturally, to try and understand things so that we can have a greater sense of happiness and joy in our lives. But the Queen of Swords, she's done that this week already. She's used opportunities to learn. It's been a full-on week. She's gone on missions. She's looked at herself. She's learned from conversations that she's had. And she's not going anywhere. She's sitting there. She's got her eyes closed. She's connecting with her body and the higher realms. She's meditating. She's very comfortable on her wooden throne there, and she is absolutely just enjoying the breeze and the weather, and she doesn't have to go on a mission. She has all the information that she needs, and she doesn't need to find something extra to make her happy. She's already there. Again, the Queen of Swords is an energy or a person who is in charge of the element rather than being affected by it. And the Six of Swords, these people are living the process of learning and discovering. And she's already been there and done that. Same thing goes for the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is really just being terrorized by your own negative thinking. And thinking becomes feeling. So, oh, I didn't do the post thing that I had to hand in. So when I go into the office tomorrow, I'm going to be the only one who hasn't registered. And I'm going to look like a fool, and everyone's going to be annoyed at me that I didn't do the relevant paperwork. So instead of doing it, I'm up at night worrying about it because now it's too late and I've got no chance to do it. Or I've had a terrible nightmare and it's brought something back from a relationship where I was always put down and I was always made to feel like I was chasing something and I was lost. And I've just had a dream that's proven to me that I'm still lost and I'm always chasing after things and that I can never really find my goal. That seems to be a theme here in terms of trying to reach for something or trying to get somewhere. Today, you're not going anywhere and you don't have that feeling of I need to get something outside of myself to be complete. I don't need to go on a mission or a journey, or I don't need to discover more information. You've got everything that you need. So each one of these swords can be a negative thought, a negative experience, a worry, and each one of those thoughts then turn into feelings. So for instance, I don't like myself in the way I look, then makes me feel weepy and sad because every time I look in the mirror, I've got that thought in my head and I just get really upset if I look in the mirror, for instance. And this person is waking up in the middle of the night, head in hands, trying to soothe the head. Hands, you know, we use our hands to heal. You know, when you hit yourself on your arm or something, you immediately put your hand on it to kind of try and soothe the pain and to heal it. So we all do natural kind of Reiki anyway. So she's trying to heal her mind from being so negative and keeping her up at night. And she's trying to soothe herself so that she can go back to sleep. When I, just as an example and a practical thing, when I wake up at 3 in the morning and my head's just a washing machine, I don't bother sitting in bed and just trying to calm myself down. I get up and do things, because sitting there and going through that washing machine, that's the worst place you can be at. So I'd get up and do some paperwork until I get tired again, and then I'd go back to bed. Or I'd get out of the bed and go sit in a comfy chair somewhere and meditate so that I'd calm my mind down. If it's like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, I'd meditate until I'd become calmer and sleepier again, and then I'd go back to bed. That's just a trick I've learned over the years, waking up at 3 in the morning and being terrified. So we've got, number-wise, we've got a 9 and a court card, which is 1, that's 10. And 6 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. And 7 is about mind and creativity. And that's the gift of the day. Your mind is totally complete. You don't need to get anything else. You are in a state of peace and grace and feeling complete and relaxed and fulfilled. So you can really use this Sunday as what Sundays should be. A time to chill, to relax, to kick up your heels, to calm down and to just chill out and to enjoy the day and to spend some time doing things that you enjoy, walking barefoot in nature and just relaxing and enjoying yourself and giving yourself a pat on the back and saying, well done for living this week to the fullest and making the most of it and learning the lessons that you've learned. You've done really, really well. So in future, you don't need to worry so much because you've sorted something out in your mind once and for all, and you've reached out and learned something. That means you've got one less mission in your life that you've got to go after because you've now done that. So it's been a really productive week. So celebrate that your success. Celebrate your sense of peace and calm and ease because no one's got you there but yourself. You've done the work. No one else has done it except you. So really celebrate that and own it and have a good time. So have a wonderful Sunday. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, I use astrology and numerology. The astrology chart shows me your vocational aptitudes, where you've been in past lifetimes, what your life purpose is this time around, your strengths and weaknesses, what's destined for you in love and health and travel, career, finance, personal development, spiritual development. I can answer any questions you may have. So if you would like a reading with me, just get in touch via the website, gregoryscott.com. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do hit the subscribe button, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.